Hi, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today I'm here with HND MD to show you how to do rainbow stamping with your own custom ombre pads. So let's get started and let's create some rainbows. So today I'm using the beautiful Bloom border from Craft Tangles, and we're going to be creating a fun rainbow card. So to do that, I have a piece of Nina Solar White front size cardstock that I have popped into my Misty. You can use any stamp platform. I just happen to have my Misty to hand as my Tim Holtz is soapy and wet from a previous project that I was just doing. Just see a little bit of something on here. Get that away. So I'm going to pop it, and I'm going to have it against this line on my Misty, and I'm going to line up one of the edges. I think we'll start. I'll turn my piece of cardstock. There's a little ridge that I know I'm going to cut off of my cardstock here. So I'm going to keep as much of this higher end piece as I can. So this is full card front size. This is 5.5 by 4.25, and we'll cut it down as we mat it later. And I'm going to pick up my piece first of all. So I'm going to be using my waffle flower ink. So I have Tickled Pink, Chirp Chirp, Oh Happy Day, Happy Go Lucky, and Daydreaming. So I'm going to be using a little bit of each on this piece. So I'm going to start, let me move this down so you can see it. I'm going to start by just doing this first piece. I'm kind of going up to the edge of this flower here. We might not get through all 5 colours, but I wanted to have a nice variety here. And now I'm going to use a piece of kitchen towel just to dab off that edge because I don't want it to be too harsh. And now we can press it down. You can see there we've got that lovely solid pink piece, and then it goes a little bit lighter. So let's do this from the side so you get a better view. So again, I'm going to just fan that pink bit up, and I'm going to touch that edge with my kitchen paper and press it down. So that's our first one. Now I'm going to give the stamp a good clean. My stamp chamois. And so we're going to go Richard York. So now I'm going to do this yellow. I'm kind of going up to about here, so just about this edge of this flower that's on here. And this time I'm going to use my kitchen towel on both sides. So I'm going to pat along this side, and I'm going to pat along this side. And that's going to give me that nice graduation between those colours. So you can see how lovely this is looking already. I'm going to do the same again. So again, we're going to pat along each edge so we don't have a harsh edge. You don't want to wipe, you want to pat because you want it to be graduated. So there's our orange. Again, we'll clean off our stamp. I'm going to go into our green. So again, I'm going to start just around about that flower there. And we'll go to the edge of this leaf, halfway along this flower here. You can see where my finger was. Again, same thing. A good pat and a pat. And that's what's going to give us that wonderful graduation. You can see there how that's coming out. We'll do the same again. Kitchen towel. And if you go too far, of course you can wipe, but for the graduation you want to pat. I'm going to go on to our blue, our Daydreaming. Absolutely love these shades from Waffle Flower. So we're going to go halfway from our flower up to about halfway through this flower here. going to pat, and we're going to pat. You can see how wonderfully this is graduating through the spectrum. And now we're going to do our final colour. We're going to do the Happy Go Lucky. So all I have to do is put it halfway over that flower, and I can ink right to the end, because the end is actually going to go off the end of my cardstock, and I'm just working out where we stopped. So I'm only going to pat one side this time, just where those two are going to join, the blue and that purple. Actually, this time I think I want to go a little bit further in. And that's the great thing, if you get a gap, you can just go back over it. And you can see there how we get that lovely piece. So let's trim that down. So now we're ready to do our heat embossing, and there's some great sentiments in here. So there's a believe you can, and you're halfway there. You're so much stronger than you think. Be yourself, everyone else is taken. You can do it. You can count on me even, and you got this. I like the be yourself, everyone else is taken. I think that's a really nice sentiment. So I'm going to again use my Misty here. I need to open that up. Let's pop our magnet down here. So I trimmed this down to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I'm going to use my Misty corner here. Pop this against the guide, and we can make sure our sentiment is nice and straight. And we can pick that up with our lid. Once your lid is down, it doesn't matter so much because you know it's going to be in the right place. And I popped it in this bottom guide. So if it does pop up, this is a new photopolymer. It's a little bit sticky. Just pop it back in that guide. You'll be absolutely fine. So I'm going to stamp this out with some Versamark. I'm going to do it twice just because I find it a little bit harder to see on white cardstock. So just to be safe, as I'm using a stamp press, I find that's an easier way to go. I have my tiny tray, which I will link up as always for you. Love this little tool. Good flick from the back. That lovely little corner helps everything go back in where it's supposed to. You can use your powder tools to help you with any excess that needs to go back in as well. Plus I'm going to just use the brush on my powder brush because I forgot to use it beforehand. So there's a little bit of powder around. That's just an easy way to do it. A couple of flicks on the back and you'll find that most of those pieces are gone. So now I'm going to heat emboss this. So now we're ready to do our mounting. I've got my piece here with a piece of the Lawn Fawn Licorice Black cardstock cut to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to use my Tonic Funky Tape Runner to stick this onto here, like so. And then I'm going to use some foam tape on the back, my big roll here. And my nice long pieces that you've seen me use before. I find this just a much easier way to work with it. And those little extra pieces I keep on the edge of my roll for future use. I already have a card front cut, half a piece, 8.5 by 11 Nina Solar White, that I have folded in half like this. And I always open it up to mount up my card. I'm going to add that onto there. So there is our finished card. Really quick and simple, but I love the effect that that rainbow stamping gives. It's a really nice technique to learn for all sorts of different things. You can do flowers and trees and backgrounds and all sorts of fun things on there. You can see some more pictures on your screen of the card as well. Also a great technique to learn, almost make your own ombre pads as well. So thanks so much for joining me today. Do click subscribe to the Hedgehog Hollow channel and I will see you again very soon. Happy stamping! Bye!